7.1 Segmentation, Targeting, and Positioning. Segmentation, targeting, and positioning refers to a marketing strategy where a company identifies distinct customer groups within a market. Segmentation selects the most attractive group to focus on targeting, and then positions their product or service to appeal specifically to that chosen group, highlighting unique benefits and differentiating itself from competitors within that segment. Key components. 1. Segmentation. Dividing the market into smaller groups based on shared characteristics like demographics, age, income, psychographics, lifestyle, values, geography, location, or behavior, purchase habits. 2. Targeting. Choosing the specific customer segment that a company wants to focus on and market to, considering factors like profitability and market potential. 3. Positioning. Creating a distinct image or perception of a product or service in the mind of the target market, highlighting its unique selling points and how it compares to competitors. Example. 1. A sportswear company. 1. Segmentation. Divides the market into avid runners, casual fitness enthusiasts, and professional athletes. 2. Targeting. Decides to focus on avid runners as their primary target market. 3. Positioning. Positions their running shoes as high performance, lightweight, and designed for long distances, emphasizing the brand's expertise in running technology. 7.1.1 Segmentation. Markets generally fall into two broad types, namely consumer markets and business markets. A consumer market consists of individuals or households who purchase goods for private consumption and do not intend to resell those goods for a profit. A business market consists of individuals or organizations who purchase goods for one of three main purposes: A. For resale, B. For use in producing other goods or services, and C. For general use in daily business operations. Approaches to segmentation will vary depending on whether the total available market, TAM, is a consumer market or a business market. Market segmentation is the process of dividing a total available market using one of a number of key bases for segmenting, such as demographic, geographic, psychographic, behavioral, or needs-based segments. For example, a demographic segmentation of the adult male population might yield the segments men 18 to 24, men 25 to 39, men 40 to 59, and men 60 plus. Whereas a psychographic segmentation might yield segments such as young singles, traditional families, socially awares, and conservatives, identifying consumer demand and opportunity within these segments should assist the marketer to identify the most profitable segments. Although there are many different ways to segment a market, the most common bases used in practice are: 1. Geographic. Residential address, location, climate, or region. 2. Demographic, socio-economic. Segmentation, gender, age, income, occupation, socio-economic status, educational level, family status, marital status, ethnic group, religious affiliation. 3. psychographic, attitudes, values, beliefs, interests, and lifestyles. 4. Behavioral, usage occasion, degree of loyalty, user status, purchase readiness. 5. Needs-based segmentation, relationship between the customer's needs for specific features and product or service benefits. During the market segmentation process, the marketing analyst will have developed detailed profiles for each segment formed. This profile typically describes the similarities between consumers within each segment and the differences between consumers across each of the segments. The primary use of the segment profile is to assess the extent to which a firm's offerings meet the needs of different segments. A profile will include all such information as is relevant for the product or service and may include basic demographic descriptors, purchasing habits, disposition to spend, benefits sought, brand preferences, loyalty, behavior, usage frequency, and any other information deemed relevant to the subject at hand. The segment profile assists in the decision-making process and has a number of specific benefits. 1. They assist to determine those segments that are most attractive to the business. 2. Provides quantitative data about segments for a more objective assessment of segment attractiveness. 3. Assists in tailoring the product or service offering to the needs of various segments. 4. Provides basic information to assist with targeting. 5. Allocating the firm's resources effectively. After profiling all the market segments formed during the segmentation process, detailed market analysis is carried out to identify one or more segments that are worthy of further investigation. Additional research may be undertaken at this juncture to ascertain which segments require detailed analysis with the potential to become target segments. 7.1.2 Targeting. A key consideration in selecting the target markets is whether customer needs are sufficiently different to warrant segmentation and targeting. In the event that customer needs across the entire market are relatively similar, then the business may decide to use an undifferentiated approach. On the other hand, when customer needs are different across segments, then a differentiated, for example, approach is warranted. In certain circumstances, the segmentation analysis may reveal that none of the segments offer genuine opportunities and the firm may decide not to enter the market. When a marketer enters more than one market, the segments are often labeled the primary target market and the secondary target market. The primary target market is the target market selected as the main focus of marketing activities, and most of the firm's resources are allocated to the primary target. The secondary target market is likely to be a segment that is not as large as the primary market, but may have growth potential. Alternatively, the secondary target group might consist of a small number of purchasers that account for a relatively high proportion of sales volume, perhaps due to purchase value, purchase frequency, or loyalty. In terms of evaluating markets, 3 core considerations are essential. 1. Segment, size, and growth. 2. Segment structural attractiveness. 3. Compatibility with company objectives and resources. However, these considerations are somewhat subjective and call for high levels of managerial judgment. Accordingly, analysts have turned to more objective measures of segment attractiveness. Historically, a number of different approaches have been used to select target markets. These include 1. Distance criterion. Under this approach, the business attempts to define the primary geographic catchment area for the business by identifying people who live within a predetermined distance of the business. For a retailer or service provider, the distance might be around 5 kilometers. For domestic tourist destinations, the distance might be 300 kilometers. This method is used extensively in retailing. 2. Sales criterion. Using this method, the business allocates its resources to target markets based on historical sales patterns. This method is especially useful when used in conjunction with sales conversion rates. This method is used in retail. A disadvantage of the method is that it assumes past sales will remain constant and fails to account for incremental market potential. 3. Interest survey methods. This method is used to identify new business potential. Primary research, typically in the form of surveys, identifies people who have not purchased a product or service but have positive attitudes and exhibit some interest in making a purchase in the short term. Although this method overcomes some of the disadvantages of other methods, it is expensive even when syndicated research is used. 4. Chain ratio and indexing methods. This method is used in marketing of branded goods and retail. It involves ranking alternative market segments based on current indices. Widely used indices are the category index and the brand index. The category index measures overall patterns within the product category, while the brand index calculates a given brand's performance within the category. By dividing the category index by the brand index, a measure of market potential can be obtained. International segmentation and targeting. Segmentation and targeting for international markets is a critical success factor in international expansion. Yet the diversity of foreign markets in terms of their market attractiveness and risk profile complicates the process of selecting which markets to enter and which consumers to target. Targeting decisions in international markets have an additional layer of complexity. An established stream of literature focusing on international market segmentation, IMS, suggests that international segmentations and targeting decisions employ a two-stage process. 1. Macro segmentation. Assess countries for market attractiveness, for example, market size, market potential. 2. Micro segmentation. For example, consumer level, based on personal values and social values. Analysis carried out in the first stage involves the collection of comparative information about different countries with a view to identifying the most valuable markets to enter. This is facilitated by the relatively wide data availability for macro variables. Most government departments collect business census data as well as data for a broad range of economic and social indicators that can be used to gauge the attractiveness of various destinations. 7.1.3 Positioning. Positioning is the final step in the step planning process. Segmentation, targeting, positioning. Positioning refers to decisions about how to present the offer in a way that resonates with the target market. During the research and analysis carried out during the segmentation and targeting process, the marketer will have gained insights into what motivates consumers to purchase a product or brand. These insights can be used to inform the development of the positioning strategy. Firms typically develop a detailed positioning statement which includes the target market definition, the market need, the product name and category, the key benefit delivered, and the basis of the product differentiation from any competing alternatives. The communication strategy is the primary means by which business communicate their positioning statement to target audiences. Disciple all nations.